So what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Socrates. This is your review for Basketball Wives Season 9, Episode 6. What I want to first say is, like I said, if my tone seems a little bit different, I had family over. We had some conversations, and sometimes when that happened, hey, that Chicago truly comes out of me. Because, most of the time I'm up here by myself. I ain't really fucking with nobody, so it is what it is. So there's that. Also, I have been drinking, but that doesn't really matter. Uh, and yeah. This review is probably going to be a little bit longer than most reviews because I feel like I have to break some things down, expound on some things, give a slight. I ain't doing a full history lesson because damn it, we'll be here all motherfucking day. I ain't got to do. But yeah, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of that. So we pick up where we left off with OG. She feels there is a colorism issue in the group. This is going to play out throughout this episode where she has said in this group. And one thing that I'm going to look, the show is already done. Okay, we got one more episode that's next week and this shit done. We ain't got no reunion, no nothing, so it don't fucking matter. And for what it's worth, it seems like this damn show is done. But what I'm gonna need for people in general to do, those of you who are listening to my voice, is when you are conversing with someone, is to listen, actively listen. Also, I do my best to keep a pen and a piece of paper with me. If not, I have my phone in my hand. So if somebody says something that I don't necessarily agree with, I jot that down. So when that person is done speaking, because I want them to get their whole entire, statement out, then I can go and rebuttal with what I need to. Because I'm not trying to sit here and mess up the groove and whatever, but you need to actively listen because what we saw on this episode, it's almost like a game of telephone, except for what no telephone involved, because we're picking and choosing which pieces that we want to sit here and amplify. And I wasn't for the bullshit because she said many different times there is a colorism issue in the group. But moving on, the Crimson Chin wants to know what it is and if she had did anything. Now, with this right here, I understand the Crimson Chin wanting to know. But what I need is the big issue, the issue overall. And here's, and trust me, if somebody has an individual issue and they want to get, some clarification, some understanding, what I need from you is understanding. Anyway, if that's what the fuck you need, cool. But you was sitting over there as a pawn, the Crimson Chin. Master Splinter ass should have been over there and just had the motherfucking conversation. Point blank in the motherfucking period. We ain't need no extras on that, but fuck it, whatever. OG says from when she entered the group, being called Godzilla, aggressive, and a gorilla. Code 45 says in her confessional, she felt that, OG crying, she thought that would have been a breakthrough and the walls were coming down, but then the second one came up and here comes the accusations, and it's like, this conversation was really never meant for y'all to really have. And again, if you are just coming because you want your understanding, then get your understanding. But see, what the Crimson Chin was trying to do is get some understanding for Shani and just do the whole generality thing. And I wasn't here for the shit. I really wasn't. But this is also one of those where it's a lot of shit talking going on in the fucking confessionals. But not even half. The majority of this shit you not saying to this woman's face. But anyway, the Crimson Chin says it's okay for you to say something, but not the other ladies. And OG is saying in this moment, I was just saying what was done. Now, outside of her coming for Krista in the very beginning, because hey, we all can agree that was a little bit much, but hey, at the same exact time, you start talking to me like crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and if I can find a hole to poke, I'm gonna poke it. But at the same time, though, a lot of what OG had said came off of shit that was already said about her, and this is why the Crimson Chin shit just kept it to, what did I say? Fuck the group. What the hell did I say? And y'all go from there. And whether or not you felt as if it was a colorism issue or this or that, just own the shit and be like, you know what? I might have said that. I don't remember saying that. Or even if you didn't even say it that way, then what, just be like, you know what? That ain't what I meant. But you know what? Obviously, what I posted made you feel a way. That was never my intent. I apologize. What can you and I do from this point forward to move on to the next thing? It's really that fucking simple, y'all. I don't know why this conversation. Anyway, the Crimson Chin says in her confessional, and she mentions, things that OG has said. And again, y'all just heard me say, if y'all don't watch the episode, y'all understand it. If not, look, I wrote as detailed as I could, but I wasn't going the whole fucking way anyway. But again, all of these were reactions to shit that was already said and already fucking done. Period. So, and then she says to OG, put a name, in essence, put a name to the accusation. And this is also one of those things where if you came to get understanding for yourself, anyway, OG makes it clear the Godzilla thing, that shit came from Furby. And then she even mentions that the Crimson Chin, the monkey one, you you saying one monkey don't stop the show, that was you. Putting the monkey thing emoji on, that was Evelyn. The Crimson Chin says, "A, that had nothing to do with you. I was breaking up. It was either an ex or a friend. Don't really matter." And she was saying, "One monkey don't stop the show." Now look, we can sit here and argue, debate. We don't know if that's what it was, but again, it is convenient that that was said conveniently after Evil posted what the fuck she posted. What the fuck ever. But even with the other stuff, and production did a decent, not a great, but a decent enough job of posting, flashbacks. We needed Bravo editing for this shit. Ooh, excuse me. And then Tacky Jackie says she sees that OG might just be assuming shit. See, and look, right now, let me be all the way to fuck 100 with y'all. This whole motherfucking thing right here, this whole trying to get OG, first and foremost, had the other girls never came to OG and came to the house, we wouldn't even had a motherfucking situation. It would have been two houses, they didn't have fun, it is what it is, done deal. This is all fucking production, you ain't finna convince me, no fucking otherwise. But this whole OG is assuming shit, what the fuck is she assuming? Like, things did happen now, and here's the reality. Sometimes we go through things, we experience things, and we might see a situation, and it is perspective, where from our vantage point, from our perspective, it may be this one thing. From another perspective, it's something totally different. I can accept that. I can understand that. But this whole shit right here, and it's going to be very clear by the time we get to the end of this fucking review, this has been nothing but Master Splinter telling Tacky Jackie, because I ain't woman enough to fucking do it, and because this is originally you and the Crimson Chin's fucking franchise, along with Gloria and Laura, I'm gonna need for you to sit here and make this thing work and bring us back together, because you ain't finna sit here and tell me that Master Splinter did not see the motherfucking writings on the wall. Shout out to Destiny's Child, and also shout out to the Book of Daniel in the Bible. You couldn't tell me y'all didn't see the motherfucking writings on the wall that this shit was fucking going down. This was nothing but an attempt to sit here and try to salvage this motherfucking sinking ship. That's all the fuck this was. But anyway, OG mentions that the Crimson Chin called her ugly, and there were breast comments. It happened. The Crimson Chin said, "I never called you ugly," and you said I bleached my skin. Now, I do understand when you're sitting here putting everything out on the table, it's a back and forth. But let me say this, and let me be very clear with this, and I hope you understand me. If you're going to someone to seek understanding, this is not one of those where we're going to sit here and do a back and forth. It's just you trying to understand the other person. Now, if the intent is for both people to sit here and air shit out and maybe come to a common understanding, this would have been okay. That ain't what the fuck this was. You came over there for you to get some understanding and for you to clear shit up, not for you to fucking be heard. But you did call her. We ain't even sit here in front like you didn't fucking do that. And then said, you said I bleached my skin. OG said I heard. Now look, OG, though you did say you heard, and though you were backed into a fucking corner at the reunion, because you were, I'm gonna need for you to stand in your shit. because I didn't say it on this platform that she didn't fucking bleach her skin. I fucking said it. I forget. I don't know if it was on the panel, if I was on Really Be's TV channel when I said that. When I mentioned the Crimson Chin being dark skinned melanated woman, and they were like, no, she not. And I said, yeah, I think it was on her channel. And I said, go look up some old pictures, compare and contrast, and you will motherfucking see. And I needed OG to just own. Granted, you put it out there, and that's what you heard, but motherfucker, own that shit. Own that shit. And the reason I call her as a motherfucking Crimson Chin, look at her now, look at her old pictures. You gonna see two distinct fucking things. I said what the fuck I said. Cause here's the, even if I heard some shit, I heard it, but guess what? I'ma stand on that motherfucking shit. But I understand she was in a fucking corner. She had to defend herself. It was that whole fucking stage against her. I understand it. But it's convenient that the Crimson Chin feelings are hurt now. Right now. But okay, all right, we're gonna let you have it. The Crimson Chin says in her confessional she was hurt and OG never took accountability. Okay, you heard now. OG gives her definition of colorism. Her definition. And here's one thing that I do want to say, because again, we talking here. I'm talking to my kinfolk right now. When it comes to issues such as colorism and racism, those are literally two sides of the same coin, and they go hand in hand, especially when you know your history. And if you really know history, yes, there is a definitive definition of both racism and colorism. But again, history, the books, the definition, everything are written by the victors. I guarantee you the victors are not us in this particular situation in America. We're not. In addition to that, when it comes to shit like racism and colorism, especially racism, it has been literally created in, like, the whole way of attacking it is literally it's the dominant society has made it to where you have to sit here and prove different levels of shit just to sit here and prove that this was this. Where, okay, well, they denied my application because of the color of my skin. Well, can you prove it? Can you prove there was intent and this and that and this and that? And shit is constantly fucking changing to where shit literally does not help us. And it's a fucking uphill battle. And it's a steep fucking hill at that. And if you lose your foot and you're rolling the whole fucking way down, I'm just telling you what the fuck I know. Real motherfucking talk. But anyway, Code 45 says that Evil threw a drink that went past her head and that was aggressive. OG said, okay, you don't gotta tell me that, tell her that. Code 45 says I did, but here's the thing though. Whether you did or you didn't have that conversation, guess what, boo-boo? That shit wasn't said on camera. So with that being said, this is one of those where, did you really say it though? And based off of how you acted with Cece, your first fucking season, knowing how fucking fugazi your ass was, I don't believe you said it. I don't. No. And then OG says she cannot use her words without being painted a certain way, which is actual factual because they have been doing a look production and Masterman has been doing a great job of trying to paint her in a certain way. But what I need the OG to understand is, baby girl, if you knew this, you should have attacked this whole entire thing from a different fucking vantage point. If you know consciously that narratives are being written and portrayed to make you look a certain way. And again, I say that I understand it's not the colorism thing because I'm talking about a family situation that I've dealt with. I understand that a narrative is written, painted, and portrayed. And this is something I've dealt with since I was fucking 7 years old. I'm fucking 33 years old. And I left at 21, joined the military, did 11 years, sacrificed all my motherfucking freedoms. So I would just say my family. So my family had the freedoms to do what the fuck they want to do. Come the fuck back. And y'all still sitting here trying to say and paint me a certain motherfucking way when y'all don't fucking know me, from Adam. The only difference, I just don't give a fuck. But I understand it because when I interact with brand new people that I don't know but the family know, because they have been force fed this whole thing of when you meet y'all, he gonna be like this, it's gonna be that. they're going in with the shit right here, not back here, right the fuck here. So if there's any type of inflection in my motherfucking voice, it's gonna be an issue off motherfucking rip. I understand it. And with OG, her shit happened within a couple of years. My shit been fucking long term. The difference between me and OG, man, fuck my look. This ain't my motherfucking family. These my motherfucking relatives. You feel me? I ain't trying to fit in with these. I made a motherfucking clear, nigga. If y'all want a motherfucking relationship with me, it's on y'all to fucking come talk to me. I done did this shit for 20 motherfucking years, man. Fuck y'all. Fuck the host you wrote up at home. Fuck you, your mama, your auntie, your dad. Fuck all y'all. I ain't got that shit to do. But again, OG was there for a motherfucking check, and she had to, keep her contract. Is what the fuck it is. Let me get back to this because I'm giving y'all too much of my information. Code 45 says her views. She's saying this, OG, like your views are skewed and twisted to fit into this bubble of colorism and racism. And here's the other thing, like, baby girl, how the fuck you know that? How the fuck you know that? But see, again, you sitting here saying what your motherfucking puppeteer, the person holding the strings, is telling you what the fuck to say. And OG tells her, pretty much stop telling me how to feel, which I'm like, I hear you on that. And then Tacky Jackie is like, you know what? Let's just take a breather because this shit is getting too hot because Jackie has one motherfucking job. She's trying to stick to it. Fuck what they did in the other house. So Tacky Jackie asked OG, like, what does she want? She done told your ass, Tacky Jackie. She done motherfucker told you, I don't know how many motherfucking times. But again, you got your position that you try to play, and OG wants them to just be themselves. Now, that comes with a whole fucking lot. But we'll get to it because it comes up a little bit later. The Crimson Chin, I'm sorry, not Jackie. The Crimson Chin asked OG what she wanted. OG answered. The Crimson Chin says, it's difficult if no one knows what they did. The Crimson Chin, nobody fucking talked to her about it. When she tried to bring this shit up at the motherfucking reunion, y'all wasn't trying to fucking hear it. By the time y'all got to the motherfucking reunion, y'all had more than enough time to review the motherfucking footage of how y'all treated this woman from that season and the motherfucking season before. Who the fuck are y'all? Let me get back to this motherfucking review. Anyway, OG says the group. And, Taggy Jack says even me. And she says, we'll include the group. There is a colorism issue in the group. Now, Jackie feels way because Jackie is taking this and saying, oh, so you feel that I'm a colorist. She ain't never said that. Look, she low-key said, look, a hit dog will holler, long story short. Now, OG says it's like when you say wake your black ass up. I know a lot of people were just like, they ain't got shit to do with colorism, so here the fuck we go, y'all. I need me another motherfucking drink fucking around with y'all asses. Alright. So we go back to slavery. Okay, this is where a lot of this shit starts. Better yet, before slavery, there was no such thing as black, white, yellow, red. None of that shit when it came to, distinguishing between ethnicities. That shit did not fucking exist. By the time we had slavery, you had the Europeans who are now European Americans with the Africans who are now African American. And I can say that because with, we're just going to say that. We're just going to keep it real clean and cute right now. There was never that. But when you have Europe that had the black plague, the black this and this and that, and then of course with Christianity, and we know where that originated from, and all the other stuff, for those who really don that as an identity, especially when Christianity was force fed to, the ADOS that existed, our ancestors, white has always been a sign of purity and black has always been a sign of something negative. So before that really came into play, you had the dominant society who were the early European Americans who had what they had going on. And there were also Irish that were amongst the slaves. Now, whether you want to call them indentured servants or slaves, I'm going to let y'all have that. I ain't got to do tonight. But it came a point when the Irish that were there amongst the slaves were literally about to unite with our ancestors to sit here and overthrow the dominant, society. And what happened? That's when the dominant society, the whole, okay, well, we're white. We share a similar palette of skin color. So it's us versus them, and that's how this shit started. And every time the numbers diminished when it came to the whites, they adopted another group because the reality is those early European Americans literally saw the Irish as being ain't shit. And again, I got Irish in my fucking lineage, but they ain't the perm. But saw them as being ain't shit. But when they knew they needed those numbers, they went ahead and brought them in. They did the same shit with the Italians and all of the other subsequent groups that they want to be like, we'll go ahead and add you to our numbers. So this whole thing of white versus black and all these other fucking colors, when you deal with that shit, that right there is the colorism, which is why when y'all hear me talk, 9 times out of 10, I say African American, European American, Asian American, and if I know where you work, where you're from in Asia, South Korean American, North Korean American, you know what I'm saying, Filipino, Filipina American. You know what I'm saying? If I'm dealing with an African, like, oh, gee, she is Nigerian American. Her parents are Nigerian. She's Nigerian American. I speak that way. And that's how I communicate these things. So I understood what she was saying, how and not, and it really ain't we, even though she did say we, she really meant the African Americans that live here in America. But that whole wake your black ass up and your black this, your black that, that all stems from fucking colorism. It really fucking does. But again, it goes hand in hand with fucking racism. Because like she said, even though this wasn't the time for her to bring in another ethnicity, but I understood what she was trying to say. But again, I understand for people who don't know history, who don't want to go back, who don't want to relive this thing, who really don't want to sit here and accept shit, I understand it. I just wish OG would have used a totally different example. Back to this fucking review. Tacky Jackie is dumbfounded because her whole thing is like, oh my gosh, I'm a color. And look, Jackie, let me be all the way fucking 100 with you. You ain't the colors because of how you did OG. Baby girl, you colors because how, excuse me, because of how you did your own motherfucking daughter. And the fact that you can't understand this, but you was for the most part cool with both Master Splinter and Evelyn Evil sitting here reading pages from your daughter's motherfucking book, sitting here painting your ass as a motherfucking. Anyway, I swear, y'all, this like this probably wasn't the day for my cousin to come the fuck over because I swear I'm a little bit too on it. So Tacky Jackie and OG come back into the room, and Nia asks if everything is okay because because from what she saw, the Crimson Chin hugged her, me and OG, so is everything good to go? OG, like, baby steps. I don't know which one, but one of the sisters asked, so what's going on? And OG says, they're inquisitive. I'm gonna break this scene down in a moment. Tacky Jackie says she's heard that everyone, minus the sisters, in this group is a colorist. That is not what the fuck OG said. But again, you see how motherfucker will take one thing, twist it, turn it, manipulate it, use it like a motherfucking Cubik's Cube, and then we got something motherfucking different. OG clarifies saying that there is a colorism issue in the group. Tacky Jackie says, we will put this baby to bed. Nia is upset. Now, here's the thing. At this point, this really has to do with Nia or Naria. But Nia is upset because OG doesn't want to share her information. But she asked her a question about her shit. Baby girl, you ain't have to fucking answer. If a motherfucker asks you a question, you are not obliged to fucking answer. Look, going back into my motherfucking bag. Again, my mom owns 2 motherfucking apartment buildings. I'm her tenant. I'm on the 2nd floor. She is right below me. A lot of times when she goes shopping, I go shopping with her for us to get groceries. Spend some time with us together. Old memories, blah, blah, blah. My mom all the time asks me motherfucking questions. And I tell her, like, I'm not finna fucking tell you. You're not, I don't have to tell you none of this. And she gets upset. But the reason that I don't is because she tell everybody motherfucking business. And I've always been a private person. And if I'm gonna share my shit, let me share my shit. You don't share my shit. So it's one of those when she get to ask me questions, and this is no motherfucking lie. She'll ask me a question, I'll be like this. That's how the fuck I be. Because here's the reality. I understand that I am her child, but I'm not a child. I understand that I am her baby, but I'm not a baby. I'm a grown ass motherfucking man. I ain't gotta answer not shit from no motherfucking body. But rather than be disrespectful to it, I just go fucking mute. Cause I ain't got shit to say. Because I done already told you I don't talk about my shit. I'll let you know what the fuck I wanna let you know. It's that motherfucking simple. So with that, she should have just been like when OG asked her questions, and we'll unpack this in a minute. She could have easily not motherfucking said anything, period, and that would have been it. So because you chose to share for whatever reason, because obviously you want to be on reality motherfucking television, and OG don't feel like sharing, that is her prerogative. I'm telling. I'm really trying to hold the fuck together, y'all. Like real talk. So OG says what we can do is adjust our tone. Now, what I am feeling, first and foremost, OG, baby girl, I love you. That was disrespectful as fuck. That is disrespectful. And the reason I say that, because real talk, because again, we just talking. There is a way that I like for people to address me. Period. When you talk to me, I've said this to my only living parent right now is my mother. I've said it to her. I've said it to my middle brother. I said it to any fucking body, which is like, you can talk to me, but what you will not do is you will not talk at me. You will not yell at me. Now, in any given situation, there's only one variable that I control, and that is myself. But I'm letting you know when you want to sit here and get elevated, because I talk like I don't give a fuck about all that. What I'm saying to you is your tone ain't agreeing with my spirit right now. So if you want for us to have a conversation, I'm gonna need for you to bring it down. Now, you grown like I am. You ain't gotta do shit. But if you continue to talk to me in the manner in which you're talking to me right now, more than likely I'm just going to shut down, remove myself, disengage, and I'm gonna just leave you stuck on motherfucking stupid. But that is me. That is how I approach things. Again, this has come with a whole lot of, self-reflection, a whole lot of dealing with my own demons, correcting myself, understanding how fucked up I have been in the past, and with a little bit of therapy that I have for access to the military, just a little bit. So I can get the whole tone thing. Plus, at the same time, they're shooting a scene. Let's not be confused. But at the same time, OG, if you didn't want to have that conversation, if you didn't want to shoot that scene, you could have literally went to your room. Because here's the reality: you're in that house, so they can use whatever footage they have, but you did not have to engage. But at the same time, the way that you said it, what we can do is you can adjust your tone. Yeah, that ain't cool. Now, what you could have said to is, look, a lot of stuff's going on right now. The tone in which you're talking to me, it is really coming off a certain way. That is just how I'm feeling. It may not be the reality, but if you want me to sit here and open up to you and have this conversation, I'm asking you to sit here and, change your tone. If you cannot do that, then what I'm saying is I'm just going to disengage and we can revisit this tomorrow because I'm not going to do this tonight. Real simple. But anyway, Nia says, your tone is like that often. OG says to, Tacky Jackie, please help these girls understand ... Now, Noria says, you don't need Jackie to talk for you. Now, this is one of those situations to where when you have two siblings, especially if they get along, it's one of those where it is very hard. You can get a word in edgewise because you're having to balance between the two. But at the same exact time, when you skillful at this type of dialogue, you address one motherfucking person and continue to address that one motherfucking person. Everybody else, the fuck don't motherfucking matter. But anyway, OG says, I'm gonna say this one time. I was trying to help you guys. The sister said something to break up what she was trying to say. And again, let me say this. When it comes to, cause I need to really sit my pen right here so I don't miss it. When motherfuckers are talking, especially when, there's strife and there's, grief and whatnot, all that good shit. It's really not good shit. But all that good shit. And most people don't want to have to sit in the fact that you a fucked up person. You ain't shit. You did me wrong. You did me dirty. You did me grimy. Fuck you. All this other shit. So not everyone does this because some people do it and they don't know that they're doing it. But for those really wretched people, when you say something that don't sit with a spirit, here's the line that you're trying to go. They'll say something and now we have to sit here and do this. You say something else, now we're doing this, and now we're doing this, and now we're doing this, and doing this, and doing that, and doing this, and doing that. because it's constantly someone's cutting off the conversation and you're having to readjust it. Baby, trust me when I tell you, I ain't got that to motherfucking do. I'ma say what the fuck I gotta say. I'ma make my motherfucking point. We ain't finna sit here and do all these motherfucking derails and tangents and shit. It ain't fucking happening. But OG says, you're not letting me finish. If you don't let me finish, I'll finish you. Now, yeah, everybody gonna feel away like, oh my god, like, hey, look, I don't give a fuck. OG said what the fuck she said. OG wouldn't have said that had I think it was no Naria Naraya let her say what the fuck she had to say. But you're trying to defend your sister. Hey, it is what the fuck it is. Either you let me finish, or I'ma fucking finish you. Noriah says, finish me then. OG says they come in with their agenda asking what's going on. So now it's at this point that we're literally peeling back the layer and we are breaking the fourth fucking wall, if y'all caught it. Noriah says OG asked Nia about Phoebe, Furby. They begin to argue. Colt 45 and the Crimson Chin are outside. They're hearing this conversation. Now let let the Crimson Chin tell it in the very next scene. They were waiting for their fucking car. You a goddamn motherfucking lie. You a motherfucking lie. What the fuck happened is you knew a scene was still shooting in there, and you was told to sit y'all motherfucking ass in that motherfucking car, hear what the fuck was being said, so you could sit here and carry this shit the fuck back. Again, I've been watching y'all television too motherfucking long for y'all to sit here and play in my motherfucking face. OG is saying, take your tone down. Nia is saying we have the same tone. They're saying this back and forth to each other. The Crimson Chin comes back in the house because, okay, I'm hearing it from outside, but let me go back in the house and hear what the fuck going on. Just to get the tea. And here's the thing, she's standing in the motherfucking doorway. She didn't even come all the way in. Nia, and then at one point, Jackie comes out to her, don't fucking care, but she fucking leaves. Nia asks, when did I have a tone besides now? Now, this is when the fucking fourth wall really is exposed. And OG says to Nia, don't pretend this is the first time that we've had a conversation about Furby. Tacky Jackie is shocked because she didn't know that Nia and Furby had history. And she was also shocked, though she didn't say that those two knew each other. But now is the whole, and here's the thing where I'm gonna get you together right quick, OG, is I understand y'all shooting the show and you trying to say and pretend like you didn't know this whole when you knew this whole. But when she came in, you should have just said off rip like, oh yeah, because you know I know her, we didn't chatted this, that, and the third, but you didn't want to fucking sit here and play your hand. But now that you done sat here and revealed the fact that y'all have conversed before, you really made yourself look crazy, made yourself look stupid, made yourself look real fucking fugazi in this shit. But at the same motherfucking time, before I finish this right here, let's be very fucking clear. When it comes to this motherfucking franchise, real motherfucking talk. And we can say this about other franchises, but I'm gonna just say this one right here. Production knows who fucked who been with who, this, that, and the third. And they purposefully bring these people on so there could be issue, because when OG came on, if y'all caught how that shit was done, OG made it clear that they wanted me to sit here and talk about Chad my first season, but I chose not to talk about Chad. That is why they wanted her on there, and I think they actually wanted her on there a season before, but she declined. So they bring them on the show with a fucking agenda. Now, all of that being said, OG, you should have just been all the way up front when you first saw this person, but you was trying to play it off. But then you sitting here revealing that y'all have conversed before, you made yourself look foolish. But again, at the same time, this shit does happen on this fucking show, and sometimes it's fucking production. Anyway. So, OG says, when you were brought to me by your friend, you said, fuck that bitch, I'll fuck that bitch up, referring to Furby. Nia says she is lying, that's on her son. I never said that shit. I never said no shit like that. You tried to bring me to the reunion. Now, again, we don't know if that's an actual factual. We really don't. But again, they're letting you know the shit that is said and done behind the scenes. The fucked up part is, this is only coming out for OG, but this shit happens all the fucking time. It really does. And if y'all go back to, I want to say the first season of Basketball Wives, pretty sure it was the first season. Go back to Evelyn and that one girl they brought that I forget the girl name and what the fuck her position was. But if anything, just go back to the reunion. Thank me later. That's if y'all want to give them that view. So these two women are yelling over each other because I wasn't trying to sit here and decipher who the fuck said what. OG says in her confessional, Nia offered up T to be brought into the group, and she said no thanks. But again, you had a conversation with this woman. So when she came in and you act like you didn't know her, that makes you look real bad and real suspect. And I gotta sit here and fucking take some points off of you, OG, because you really coming in here looking mad motherfucking crazy. And at the same motherfucking time, though we all had a feeling that these women came into this group with a fucking agenda, you allowed production to play your ass so motherfucking hard. It would have been different had you just said from the dope that you knew them, this, that, and the third, boop, bop, bop, bam. We wouldn't even be here right now. So Nia says in her confessional, she wanted to get to know OG on this trip and didn't want how the other girls felt about her to sway her opinions. So that right there lets us know before you came through that motherfucking front door that you had already heard some shit and you knew what the fuck you came in there to do. Again, I really tried my best to sit here and be like, you know what, these girls good. They don't mean no motherfucking harm, but I don't know. So the Crimson Chin and Code 45 come back, and Eva says, "Are you guys alive?" And that right there is the shit. If y'all really paying attention, why the fuck you gotta say, "Are they alive?" What fucking picture are you trying to motherfucking paint? But again, people act like they don't see this shit. And it's so fucking infuriating. And then the Crimson Chin says she feels defeated. And then she says OG said everyone is a colorist. That is not what the fuck she said. On some real shit, I'm gonna keep it over 100. I hate when people sit here and take shit back and flip the shit all the way 100. Like when I sit here and I tell motherfuckers what the fuck go on, especially if it's within the moment of it happening, I tell the way that it fucking happened. Shit, if any of y'all ever run into one of my friends and you ask them, they'll tell you like, yeah, y'all done sit here and said this and this and this. I let the motherfucker know he was wrong. And guess what I said to them? I don't give a fuck. I call that motherfucker this. I said this. I don't give a fuck. I said, it is what it is. I said it. And but I never tell a story to sit here and try to make myself a motherfucking victim. Like, man, I'm a dude though. So maybe this is for the women. Y'all let me know. Is this one of those men women things in the whatever. So Evil says, even Jackie? And at this point, it's very clear what they were trying to do. Sit here and get as many people to not want to film with OG as possible because what they wanted is they wanted to make it to where it's a reason they can sit here and cut her out. We not have her again. So when we go into season 10, we ain't got to deal with her. But from what we understand, next week is the fucking end of it. And there ain't no motherfucking reunion. So there's either no reunion because these ratings were abysmal, fucking low, and wasn't nobody checking for y'all, or it's because y'all really don't want to deal with this. And see, Master Splinter, see, this is your motherfucking fault. Because I wish you would have learned. But see, here's the thing, though. On some real motherfucking talk, here's the thing, though. Had you not been such a you know what and actually had the conversation with OG, because y'all could have had a segment on the reunion where it was just you and OG, fuck Evil, fuck everybody else. Could have just been y'all two and had the fucking conversation. And at least got to a point where there's a point of moving on. But you decided to sit here and do everything you could to sit here and try to make her be something that she fucking wasn't. And then use this motherfucking season as the reason to be like, well, hey, there's nothing crazy going on here. And what is so funny is, why is it that both Core 45 and the Crimson Chin had to go over to the house where OG is resigning to have these conversations? Because at the same exact time, what y'all trying to paint is that, oh, our house over here, we're good, but it's all drama over there. And up until y'all bring y'all motherfucking raggedy head asses over there, that is, okay, anyway, man, fuck them. Fuck them. The Crimson Chin carries the bone that OG and Nia got into it. She didn't know what all happened, but they got into it. So now they feel that, you know, we need to call over to the house, talk to Jackie, and get Tacky Jackie, Nia, and Naraya over here and check up on them. Now y'all want the motherfucking tea, and y'all want to sit here and execute the final stage in y'all motherfucking master plan. Man, fuck y'all. So as Taggy Jackie trying to get the girl Nia and Naria together to leave, she says to Jennifer, "You were the reason that the energy was so messed up." Man, fuck you, Taggy Jackie. So then they go over to the other house. Naraya tells them off rip the girl that OG threatened her. Here we go with these motherfuckers. So because she said, "I'll finish you," and all she said is, "Let me finish. I'll finish you." Man, look, I ain't got it to motherfucking do. And then I'm sorry, that was no riot. Nia tells them that OG tried to bring her onto the reunion to put Furby on blast, and then you have motherfucking Master Splinter just like, oh, really? Look, you not finna sit here and act like you don't know what the fuck is going on behind the scenes. Cause it's checks and balances. You just can't bring nobody to a motherfucking reunion, especially when you are on this caliber and your ass is on motherfucking Viacom. Man, miss me with the bullshit. Matt Splinter says that she has been concerned and disturbed by her OG publicly making us a racist, pointing to Evelyn, and a colorist pointing to herself, which we are not. She's pretty much just told y'all she didn't give a fuck about the rest of y'all. She just cared about her and her motherfucking friend. And then she says she is good to talk about what happened last year, but never got it. You never fucking got it because you ain't give her the motherfucking opportunity at the motherfucking reunion. And if you really cared that motherfucking much, y'all could have had this motherfucking conversation off camera. But no, you want to say this shit for this motherfucking piss poor motherfucking season that you fucking gave us, man. Stop playing in my damn face. She doesn't feel comfortable in this space, and she's going to exit the building and she's going to go home. So this was enough for her to sit here and prove that there ain't a reason for her to have a conversation with OG. Okay. Why? Because your motherfucking minions, your motherfucking do girls went over there. That these motherfucking conversations. Ain't a reason for you to motherfucking say shit, man. Fuck you. So Evil has his motherfucking fake tears and says they can't be themselves because you don't know what's going to turn against you. Here's the reality though. You can be yourselves. And look, here's some real shit, y'all. Real motherfucking talk. Many of us, to include myself, and this is me talking about my grammar school, high school years. Yeah, colorism, racism, you experience and you even exhibit those motherfucking things because of the media, because of what you're taught, because of shit that has come down from Jim Crow, slavery, segregation, all that shit. And sometimes in dialogue and in action, that shit can come out and you can motherfucking learn from it. But what you want is you want to sit here and be able to be this fucking crazy, wild, banshee, Tasmanian motherfucking devil that you've been acting like evil. You want to be able to do that freely without somebody holding your motherfucking feet to the fire. But here's the thing, on everything, it seemed like this is your last motherfucking check, so I hope that shit was motherfucking worth it. Jackie is concerned about this sisterhood. And she leaves. Now, you're not concerned about this sisterhood. You're concerned about this motherfucking show. Let's call this motherfucking thing a thing. See, because at this point, if y'all ain't been paying attention, this ain't got shit to do with the motherfucking sisterhood. This is the motherfucking show. Jackie's whole purpose by, Master Splinter is make this shit work so we can come back for another motherfucking season. Because we can come back for another motherfucking season. I can get this fucking Houston show off the motherfucking, ground. And we can keep this shit going. And Jackie, you can sit here and get a paycheck for just being your natural, silly, crazy motherfucking self. That's all the fuck this shit is. This ain't got shit to do with a motherfucking sisterhood. This has everything to do with the show. But y'all gotta be paying motherfucking attention. So back at Jackie's house, Jackie said, tells him that Master Splinter is leaving. OG, and then she said, OG, can you admit that the choice of words of racism and colorism in this group is not a case? Master Splinter is open to a combo. OG says no, but here's the thing. This shit pissed me off because again, I've been there, especially within my motherfucking family dynamic. Y'all probably heard me say this on somebody's channel. I don't really fucking care. But me and my other brother, we ain't talking right now, and that's because of me. Because he didn't fucking disrespect me at our father's funeral, well, the day of our father's funeral, motherfucking twice. And you ain't finna sit here and do me like that. And here's the thing, all I want is a motherfucking conversation. Nigga, sit down with me, we have a motherfucking conversation, man to man. And whether we leave that shit resolved, at least we get that shit out there. You know what I'm saying? Rather than both of us harbor what the fuck is in, we at least say this shit to each other. But you don't want to motherfucking do it. And what I've been hearing from multiple people, from my first cousin to my mom to one of my other brothers, like all I'm hearing is, well, you need to, because I'm the fucking youngest man. Fuck that shit. It ain't no motherfucking you need to. Like, what the fuck did I do? Because especially with that one particular incident, I ain't said shit to this nigga for us to even be where the fuck we at. But you want to sit here and want to sit and talk to me like you lost your motherfucking mind. But because I'm the youngest, because y'all feel that I'm easy to manipulate, you need to make shit right, man. Fuck you. And that's what this shit is, because obviously Master Splinter ain't coming up off her motherfucking high horse. So, okay, well, the peasant, the worker bee, we gonna talk to you because you need to let this shit, man, like an OG, like, no, mm-mm. Jackie shit is that, you know, her hurt because she was called a colors, baby girl. Ain't nobody called. OG says, I said there's an issue in this group to include me. Now, when she said to include me, mind you, Mr. Ed didn't say shit, but she went to a confessional, so I ain't even fucking address that, man. Fuck you. Oh, Joffrey the motherfucking giraffe, long neck having asshole. So Master Splinter and Evil then leaves. Now, this right here, I'm trying to figure out, did they really leave? Because from what we saw with the trailer, it appears that Master Splinter and OG had a combo. So is this one of those where it's there, but we don't see it because y'all edited it out? Because even with OG, you know, grabbing excuse me, Evil by the arm when she's trying to attack CC and flung her ass into the motherfucking bushes. We saw that in the trailer, but when we got to the actual episode, they cut it up to make it seem as if Evil was running down the motherfucking hill, lost her footing, and fell into the motherfucking bushes. Could this be that? So Code 45 decides she's gonna text, and it says that Evil and Master Splinter has left. It's a wrap. Now Jackie is upset because, again, in her mind it's just like, this thing is crumbling. We can't get this thing back together. And I think she's really upset because, okay, well, if it all comes down to it and they do this whole Houston thing, Master Splinter gonna have her ass on there to introduce these women, and she's probably gonna bring motherfucking Evil. But what does Jackie have? All she got is his motherfucking franchise. So that's why she feeling the way. OG says, didn't I say I would talk to them? I said that. And then Tacky Jackie continues her monologue and says, we gonna handle this tonight. And says there is no colorism. Saying it, so pretty much saying it ain't no colorism. It's the shit don't exist. And then she pretty much says to everyone to move on, but that was geared towards OG. She wants OG to pretty much compromise because they feel that she's the easy target. And OG walks off because, you know what, I done did this scene long enough, I ain't got it to do. So that's my review. I'll get y'all everything that I have. We can talk in the comments. Rate, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.